afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all having a good start of the week so far. In fact, yeah, it is. It's Monday. I'm on nights tonight, so usual levels of tiredness from myself on these 3 night shift streams that some of you find quite humorous. It's good to have you all here, so very warm welcome to you, David, Matthew, Booster. Welcome, folks, and everybody else in the live chat as well. It's good to have you here. Today we are back in the Faroe Islands at Vagar, Echo Kilo Victor Golf, and we're in the very latest update version of the JustFlight 146 Professional. It's version 0.1.4, I believe. Wowzers, that's a sporty departure. And it is really, really windy today with a decent crosswind here at Vagar as well. So we're going to put our skills to the test on this very short runway departure out over the fjords. I assume they're called fjords. We're out into that sort of coastal valley over there. Alberto, good morning to you. Craig, good afternoon. So they've pretty much rewritten the entire aircraft. Lots of code changes, lots of tweaks, lots of improvements today, and we've got 3 of us parked up in the beautiful retrojet painted by Paddy. And it also now includes the BA 146-100, so there's an extra variant, the little the stubby version of this, available in our wonderful retro paint 80 style channel livery. Nick's full of cold, working from home today, good to have you here. And yes, today, Steve, I shall leave the landing gear alone. Okay, so we are online indeed. We're on VATSIM. Let's bring some power to the aircraft. Dampers 1 and 2, masters on, avionics A and B on, that's on both. Brake fans can go on to auto, anti-skid on auto, auto spoilers in op. We need yellow and green systems online, and we want the DC pumps, AC pumps on / auto, PTU on. What else have we got here? That's on shut at the moment, crossfeed shut, norm, and we want the left inner for the APU. Bus tyres onto auto, the standby inverters and the generators, and that's on at the moment too. What else do we need? That's pretty much it. We're going to start the APU. Ice protection, sorry, ice detection online, and that's good for now. That's going to have us at least starting. So in the aircraft controls now, one of the new features here is this, import SimBrief OFP payload. So we've linked our SimBrief flight plan in, and what JustFlight have been able to do now is integrate it a little bit more. So now if we hit import, it's going to pull in our passenger loads, our cargo loads, and everything else as we would expect. And our fuel weight, 5515 loaded as well. So instead of having to click through all of this and set it ourselves, now it does it ourselves. It does it itself. There's our routing for today. Adeva, Connie, Gunpa, and Modney into Bergen. So we've got this beautiful Vegas scenery from Super Spud, and we are already looking forward to Bergen as well, which is Wombi Actual, I think, from memory, who's created that one. UNH 1014 at the moment. What else do we need? Charts we've got on Navigraph externally. And we can get rid of these stairs. There's another departure over there about to go. Wait for that to close. Jocks ground power, let's get the APU on.
Cabin crew, arm doors and test check.
Right. So on Navigraph then, I'll show you the charts for today. We're at stand 1 at the moment, and we're going to push start In fact, we're just going to start up the engines and then taxi straight off backtrack runway 30 for a departure straight out on the Endeavour 2 Papa departure, direct to the NYNDB. But actually, before we get to that, about 2.1 DME, we're going to then begin this sweeping left turn all the way around, outbound VG 750, max 230 knots, out to Endeavour, and then away we go. Initial climb clearance via ATC, so we're just going to wind this right up. "31,000 feet is our cruise for today. There we go, add alt arm. We need the flight directors on as well. There we go. Your damper needs to be armed down the bottom. And in here we've got no flight plans, so POS in it, EKVG. Key not active, of course. It already does it automatically for us. Memory, index. There we go. Flight plan recall. Departure 30. Endeavour 2 Papa departure. Execute. I mean, that's all we need to do in this. And then, of course, up here we want to flick HSI across to RNAV. Both of those. We've tuned. Damn it. We've tuned the ADF-1. One, two, three. There we go. Lovely. Enter. Back across. Brake temperature 6, that's good. And then up here we need to make sure we've got our radios on as well. So, 122.8. I'm going to check VPilot to make sure it matches. It does. Wonderful. We can turn this one on as well, just in case we need it. Flaps 24 for departure. We're going to initially go, what's the runway heading? 287 actually for departure. So we're going to set that with the heading bug. Which is quicker to go this way. It's about that. (287) LNAV. We've got no VORs or anything to tune. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 radio check.
Reader 55.
Thank you. Run the test. And while it's doing that, catch up on the live chat. VATSIM, hello to you. Some POG tunes. Brian, good afternoon. Gav, hello to you. Welcome. Need to hide Navigraph as well for you guys. So you're well briefed now on the departure. That's done, so we can run the takeoff. So we don't want negative. We'll go for plus 37 with 90% N1, so we get a bit more power. It's a short runway.
There
we go. And we need to turn it off for our startup procedure in the aeroplane as well. Okay, what else do we have up here? APU gen is green online, so external power off, ground power off, and we make sure the parking brake is set, and we take the lights away there as well. The chocks away, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up in the overhead beacon light goes on. That's all set as required. Packs are off. APUR is on. Start master switch on. Number 4. And engine 4 start. Forget the pumps. Don't forget the pumps at all. I've got a habit of you forgetting those. And there goes the N2 down there. So we need to get engine 4 fired up. How's that for timing? Here's one of the other folks in the 146 giving us a little wing wave as well. There go the gear. Lovely. Such a wonderful livery, isn't it? Phantom, this jet looks so unique. Would love to fly it, just intimidated by all of the old systems. It is just wonderful fun though. It is great fun. Gen 4 to on. Starting engine 2, sorry, engine 3. John flew on the jet frequently as a child, had a night flight in a seat just behind the engines, and I could see the glow from the combustion in the nozzle. That's incredible. Togo Stig, hello to you. Nick's been catching up with the live stream recordings, very professional and entertaining. I thought I'd catch a live one for a change. It's great to have you here. Welcome. Yeah, keep sticking with it, Phantom. It is remarkable good fun. Neil, we do, yeah, we do. Don't let me deploy the emergency gear by accident today. Pete Fly Sims, welcome. The 146 was a revelation when flying as a younger chap in the top end of Western Australia. The only choice before this was the Fokker F-29 Screamers, and the 146 was so much quieter and enjoyable. There's a huge difference, isn't there? How we're doing there. Engine 3 looks pretty good, so engine 2. Ding. Blown up, it's a beautiful livery, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful work. Throw the fuel in engine 2. There's the first screenshot of today, although the tyre is a bit sunken. Perhaps that'll change in a second once we start moving. First time using Stan 1 here. Look at the logo light as well, illuminating the tail. It's beautiful, so nice. Bakazato, the Osprey Flight Factor 767-300ER livery for X-Plane 11 pilots is now available on the org forums, and the link is in our Discord. Fantastic. I will have to update the livery for it, sort of the link for it in a second after today's live stream on the website. Get those taxi lights on, shall we? M1's almost 20. And then up here we've got to make sure we get away from that screen for our safety and yours. Oh, by the way, look at the cup holder animation here. How cool is that? What else have we got down here? Flight recorder is off. Alright, brake fans, ice protection and electrics. That's fine, that's all good. So, engine anti-ice 1, 2, 3, 4 off. Might actually need to put wing ice on after departure here and tail anti-ice, but that would be good if we'll check it as we go. Runway turn lights, so I'll just stick them on now. And what have we got here? Recirc fan, let's get the packs back on. APUR only at the moment with the engine air off. And that's it. Start master off. Make sure we bring all of the relevant generators online. Engine 2 and engine 3 pumps. Pressurise. There we go. And we've got no warning lights on the overhead panels. AP power stays running until after departure, and we're going to make sure we now put that onto Gen 1 to check the voltage. Army emergency lights. Okie dokie. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165, taxi to the whole point. Runway 30 by the apron. Vagar traffic. Cabin has a working door now, Heinous. It does, yes, good point. I have deleted the interior though, so it's not particularly pretty. I've set the interior to disappear. I haven't yet worked out how to open the door. Look at that. Part brakes off. I'm going to do some quick flying control checks, make sure we've got full and free all the way around. And what this does is it gives the sim, do it in every aircraft before you actually take off. It kind of forces the sim to recalibrate and refresh its settings with the controls. There's the brakes, pressure. Let's just taxi on 1 and 4. Did I remove the chocks? We did. Ryan, good afternoon. Christopher, welcome. Interesting. Let's use all 4 engines. There we go. It's just the scenery. We're in a rut. Very sticky apron. There goes the flaps. Oh, look at that. Such a wonderful extension. Fly Sims, just noticed the reg. Lovely, isn't it? Okay, let's get cabin secure, which is that one.
Vagar traffic, Osprey 27 Juliet Mike, following company traffic, holding.
So flap 24. Need to make sure our
Cabin is secure.
TMS is set. There's the cabin secure. We have got rid of the thing though, so there goes the click spots. With the cabin secure. There's the door. They've closed it for us automatically. Pretty cool. And that's how you open it then. That's a lovely animation. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165, backtrack runway 30. Right up here, up that way, that far up. There we go. That's all good. And we're going to backtrack away. Jacob, welcome. Very good, thank you for asking. Great to have you here. Currently on his way from EGPH from Faroe. Hide the tablet, we don't need that. This is your in-flight entertainment. Great to hear. So, quick refresh of the METAR. Winds are 340 degrees at 12 knots, variable between 310 degrees and 010 degrees. Visibility all the nines, but broken cloud at 800 feet, unknown cloud type. 7 degrees Celsius. The temperatures, dew point is plus 5 degrees in the QNH 1014, and remarks show scattered cloud 900 feet, unknown type. Broken cloud 12,000 feet, unknown type, and wind skied. I assume that's going to be wind shear. 350 degrees at 27 knots. So very windy with an element of significant crosswind for us. Ashish, welcome.
You have a Kodiak inbound, runway 13 to land. I'm 11 miles.
Jesus, who's that?
East ABP traffic.
That sounds like somebody's going to conflict with us. That would be interesting. Hey ho. try and get up then. Let's get those on. Landing lights are on. Lights, signs as required, and everything else is set. Dragon, welcome. Anthony, good morning to you. Very good, thank you for asking. Not a very modern aircraft indeed. Yeah, very old school, but wonderful, wonderful aeroplane. We might have to hold short here. If he's 11 miles, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get up quick enough to get away. Who knows? Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 is taking off runway 30 at Devon 2 Papa departure. Vagar traffic. Knows the drill. I have been transmitting, so... TO for 90%.
Bigger traffic. 129 Delta Charlie, Kodiak, 9 miles, final 13. Bigger traffic.
Yeah, but I'm on the runway. Oh well.
TMS takeoff.
Let's go.
Power set, flex achieved.
340 is wind from the right, so aileron into wind.
Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots, course checked.
We'll be up in a second. Maintain the centre line, Luke. Come on, old girl.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
3.
V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up.
You're up. Look at that for wind. Wowzers. See us ducking, weaving, bobbing about. Absolutely awesome. LNAV, altitude's armed. Let's do... We'll just keep it in pitch mode for the time being. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 airborne at 1,300 feet. Oh, just listen to that. Look at those emissives, guys. It's incredible. That looks so good. Look at this terrain, it's just remarkable. What a place to fly. And into IMC, 2,000 feet. I'm leaving the flaps out at the moment, just to try and avoid whoever that aeroplane was. I'm going to allow us to sort of accelerate away.
Osprey 270 Juliet Mike, holding point runway 30. The Kodiak, that's 3 mile final. I'll wait for you to land, and if you can make the landing before the intersection, I can taxi off the runway. Bigger traffic, firm. Appreciate you waiting.
Get rid of flap at 18. Can't see a chuffing thing.
Okay, copy.
Expecting a right turn now. And actually we can't tell, but we are turning. You can kind of see the aeroplane reacting to change. What's our speed now? Yeah, 160. Let's go clean. That just is so thick with this cloud. Oh boy, look at that. Awesome. Go to sync. I'm going to put outer wing icing, inner wing icing, APU air off, and APU stop. Oh,
Traffic,
wow.
That, so I'll backtrack.
Look at that. That is spectacular. It's going to control this rate of climb a second. Reset the view, check speed, APU, master caution, that's fine, let's get rid of that.
Bigger traffic, go to
Just this thick blanket of cloud, thick cloud. Such a cool aeroplane, isn't it? And then if you're a passenger, look at that view that you'd be afforded. Huge cumulonimbus cloud there on the wingtip. In fact, we're turning left towards it, but we'll be passing south of it by the looks of it, but into some other thicker cloud. Just stunning, isn't it? Just stunning. Quick check, because it is a manual aeroplane with no auto thrust, don't forget, so we can't spend too much time enjoying the views, otherwise it will try to kill us. Max 230 knots for the next leg. No need for de-icer indeed. We shall turn it off in a second. That's screen heat, want that one on. Where are we? Wing out ice, tail ice is off anyway. And everything else is as required. Let's get rid of the one-way turn lights. What's our altitude? .013 2992. Can't remember my custom views here. Because exactly, Dom, because of that hot livery. John, yeah, it is quite quirky, isn't it? It's basically a plane with 5 APUs, 4 of them produce enough thrust to keep the aeroplane flying. It's a good way of thinking of it. Look at that for a big old thick bit of cloud there that we're going to go through in a second. Peter, they are planning to make the RJ in the future, so don't be too persuaded by that, but it is going to come in the future, so we're looking at quite a few sort of months away. Landing lights can go off. We'll leave the seatbelt signs on for the time being. I'm just going to pitch the nose down. And I'm going to set a speed, and I'm going to set IAS mode now. There you go, JustFlight's in the live chat as well, welcome! Confirming as well that they are planning an RJ version. Hopefully that's exciting for you to hear, Peter. How are we doing? Let's see. Oh, I forgot to press sync. And then TGT. There's a TGT mode for climb, isn't it, actually?
Vagar traffic, Osprey 270 is
it's 680.
Runway 30, the Modena to November. Right. Great.
.720. It's only a short flight really across the North Sea, but it's because I'm at work from 6 PM this evening, so I've got to get a lot of stuff sorted out before I head off the night shift. I'm just going to sort these manually, because sometimes I like to let the aeroplane do it for me sometimes with some of those handy click spots and things, but I also like to fiddle around and sort of enjoy twiddling everything and all that sort of stuff. Nice detected. And that's gone off. Peter, I think I read some of the guidance from JustFlight that suggested that you'd want to use TGT for climb, but I can't remember the exact value that gets used off the top of my head. I feel like it was 780 or something like that. Engine 4 indeed seems to be doing its own thing. There we go. I've solved it. I've solved it. Looking at the engine T's and P's, make sure they are all in the green. N2's good, fuel flow's good. So for those of you who didn't see the JustFlight tech log, if you like, the change log from the update here, I will find it for you. Where did I put it? On an email, I believe. There is a huge amount of updates here. So 0.1.4, which is the one that was released, the very latest version, only a couple of days ago now, 3 days ago. They made sure that the Eurowings livery was in. They've added pressurization barometric control affecting altimeters fixed. Premature level off in IAS MAC mode when using alt arm has been fixed, and the TNT 200 QT livery has been fixed as well. Hopefully that'll be good to know. But they've done LNAV improvements for northerly tracking. VOR with no DME tracking issues have been fixed. Improvements to state staging logic. DME distances now shown on HSI and RMI. Fuel crossfeed now possible for both engines and APU. There's more detailed cabin windows added for wing view rows. Cabin window rain effects have been added. Numerous improvements to the cockpit model, including some smoother edges as well, and more detailed knobs, which we've been enjoying already so far. A couple of new liveries. Animated cockpit door, which we've already explored. Ground rolling resistance has been increased. Cockpit door is animated, we've already done that one. Engine TGT is closer to real world values. Airframe drag idle thrust tweaks for greater descent rates. And they've improved the engine fuel burn to make it more realistic as well. There is a huge change log. So head to support.justflight.com. You'll find an article with all of the changes in there, and it'll basically show you all of the latest stuff. Kames Private Pilot, welcome in the live chat. One of the JustFlight team. From optimal climb performance, I'd suggest using takeoff mode for takeoff and initial climb, then switch to TGT 820 until 15,000 when you can increase to 840. There we go, that was it, thank you. It's suggesting with the blue arrows we need to increase the throttle. There we go, and now it can work its magic with the thrust modulation system for climb. I was close. Cruising at 740 degrees usually works okay. Thank you very much for the reminder. I knew I'd forgotten it somewhere. There we go. Checking our speeds, we are on the IAS hold mode though, so it should be holding that pretty much, and you can see on the primary flight display that it is pretty much bang on. Flow, T's, P's, what else have we got? We can let them out now. Over the seats. Would you look at that? And we've not accidentally clicked emergency gear deployment yet. So every cloud, there's a fair few of them at the moment as well. As I was saying at the beginning, Paddy, who created this wonderful retrojet livery for our BA 146, has now created a 146-100 variant as well of the same paint, and it looks incredible on the super stubby version as well. It's got all of those sort of dirty, used, sort of worn marks at the bottom of the belly as well, which is just really nice feature to see. And in the near future, he's going to be working on creating a cargo version as well. So hopefully you guys who love to do some cargo ops will have the perfect aircraft to do some short-field cargo work in as well. I'm also creating some other achievements using Osprey Airways, which is the virtual airline that we run through FS Hub and the landing rate monitor, which is the thing that pops up when we land to give us our touchdown rating during streams. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? And today, this route is, or at least our destination, is an achievement. Beautiful Bergen is now an achievement. So if you arrive at Bergen and your touchdown is less than 400 foot per minute, and your flight is over 250 nautical miles, like this one is today, you will automatically get the achievement of Beautiful Bergen. We've also just created the US tour as well. You can do that in any aircraft you wish. Air miss takeoff. You were in the live chat during takeoff. Doc's converted to Microsoft Flight Simulator. He's done his first full flight in, I think, the A320nx, wasn't it, Doc? How did it go for you? One of the coat hanger looking hooks on the cockpit windshield in the middle, yellow and blue. That is the balls that help you align your view basically with the flight deck. So there is a black ball in the middle. That's probably a better way to sit here. Actually, let's go right up close. There we go. There. So it's basically a cabin view alignment hinge, if you like. So you've got two yellow balls. It's the same in the Airbus as well, and a couple of other aircraft. You've got two yellow balls, and then you've got another ball in the centre of a different colour. And what you aim to do is obscure one of the coloured balls at the back by the one at the front, and that's when you know your cockpit view is perfect. So you can see there it's obscured. But that's because our cockpit view is bang on. Now if we come across to the right slightly, we can see that it's not aligned properly. Jay, good morning buddy, and Wesley, welcome. Hopefully that helps, Don. It's a really useful way of trying to align your own cockpit view properly, and you'll work in different zoom settings. So if you like that wider view, as long as your position is correct, the ball will stay hidden. And then again, for those of you who missed it, we've got the little coffee cup here which rotates around on the other side as well, and the EFB with a couple of tweaks. So we had the SimBrief integration when we started the flight. Go back and match that if you need it. You can follow it along if you like. Yeah, Max, that's it. That's a really good way of describing it, like an eclipse. So yeah, it's like a solar eclipse on one of the balls. You want to eclipse one of them entirely. There's our map. There's the Outer Skerries, and there's Bergen actually on the map as well. Beautiful, lovely, lovely. "25,000 feet, climbing really nicely at the moment as well. While we do climb, let's pick a wing view. There we go, lovely. And we can have a little look at Navigraph again. So our routing today just takes us straight over the North Sea through Reykjavik, their FIR, and then at the Gunpa waypoint we're actually intersecting three. So we've got Scottish radar, Reykjavik centre, and Polaris control. So we're going to dissect them. So if Polaris was online, we would tune to them and we'd speak to them before or just as we're passing Gunpa. And then we're into Norwegian airspace, heading direct to Modney. And then from Modney we've got this approach into Bergen potentially, but it all depends on how the weather changes. But at the moment it's winds 210 degrees at 8 knots, all the nines, few cloud 2,500 feet, broken 5,100 feet, 11 degrees Celsius, dew point +6, and QNH 1011 and no significant changes, but there are remarks on the METAR that say wind at 1,200 feet, 180 at 7. Which would that indicates some fairly unstable air. So on the star charts, we're expecting Modney 2 November, so I just need to try and find that. There it is. And we're going to fly in through the bottom here. Modney, Bravo Romeo 637, flight level 9 Bravo Romeo 634, max 220 knots and 8,000 to 4,000 feet. Before then flying this, it's an RNAV, but it's kind of almost like a VOR DME arc, if you like. You want to visualize it that way. But it's an RNAV sort of version with different little waypoints to connect the dots around the arc. Down to 4,000, where we have to be at or above 4,000 at NEPAM. And then you've got the runway there. So we've pinned that chart. Let's unpin the Vega charts, we don't need those. And then the approach we're expecting is the ILS Whiskey, runway 17. Ooh, visual approach, runway 17. Very nice. We'll fly the ILS, and then I'll hand fly in from 1,000 foot if the conditions allow, as usual. So there's NEPAM, then we're going to head 099 degrees at the top to Bablu, initial approach fix, or initial finals, and then we're going to fly, what is that, 10 miles? Yeah, just over 10 miles at Bablu at 3,000. Step down to 2,400 feet for 7.1 DME, where we should then set the glide slope down 3 degrees to runway 17. Aircraft is Category 2 certified, so we could use the lower minimums if we want, and we are Category C. But I'll just do a Cat 1, I'll keep it easy. And on the decision height, it will be 204 on the rad out, so we'll hear the minimums call out by tuning that in. And then our missed approach data is all at the top. Climb on track 170 to 2,000 feet and intercept, proceed on an outbound radial FLS to 15.6 DME, enter holding, climb to 3,000 and expect vectors. Easy peasy. Just basically continue on the ILS course, and we'll already have that set. David says Scottish was on all morning, gone now sadly, sod's law, isn't it? It is middle of the week now though, to be fair. Doc says, not my best landing to be honest, but it's my first time, so I need to get used to it. See the FS Hub report on Discord. I'll have a little look afterwards. Matthew, welcome. I hope you're okay. No Maverick spoilers indeed. Oh yeah, I haven't seen the new Top Gun yet myself either. Almost at cruise. Hey Mark, welcome. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Good to see you safe. Oops. Squad away from Unicom there for a second. Let's go departure arrivals, and we want it was the ILS 17 Whiskey. Next page, Modern 2 November via NEPAM. Done. We'll check the legs page for discontinuity. There is one. So we shall delete it. And there's one there after NEPAM as well, so we'll delete that one. And that connects all the dots then for our approach, and it matches the charts. Yeah, this is at or above 4,000. We'll leave that as it is. Usa, there are indeed a lot there's a lot to monitor, isn't there? It can trip you up otherwise really quickly. Altitude arms deselected itself. Let's just re-enable that because we are almost at intercepts. It's a good job I'd noticed that. And there we want 740 for cruise. They're suggesting there to press the dials. Basically, we need to reduce our thrust. Well, we're going to set 740 fat fingers on the display. For each of the engines. And we're in altitude hold mode now as well, so we need to bring the throttles down enough to bring the TGT down. There we go. To help the aeroplane manage the speeds in the cruise, or at least help us manage the speeds in the cruise, I should say. And there we are, 31,000 feet. I think it's the highest I've flown in the A3, BA 146 so far. Takika, welcome. Mike's in the middle of a million Microsoft Flight Simulator updates this afternoon. Yeah, and there's a lot of aeroplanes that have been released as well, not least this one. Easily my number 2, joint with the Fenix A320 at the moment. Look at those contrails. Absolutely spectacular. Such a cool aeroplane as well. Old school, dirty flying, lots to monitor, lots to fiddle with, lots to manage. And it looks cool as hell. Such a great add-on. 98 miles to the next waypoint, which is Gunpa. Which is that intersection that we mentioned. And then after Gunpa we've got 131 miles to Modney. So we'll kind of use this DME here. In fact, while we're en route, we can have a little look into the Bergen charts to think about tuning different frequencies. So we're going to tune the Fleshland VOR 11555. Oops. And then we're going to pre-select the VOR 109 at decimal 9er. And over here for the ILS as well, 109 decimal 9er. Both of those are on. Don't need to worry about that. We haven't got an NDB, so we'll just leave it off. Got to put that onto TARA. Oh well. 1099, 170. Of course, we can set that as well. Gives us less to manage in the descent when we'll get busy. There we go, and our heading as well. Just keep that little knob aligned as we fly along. It's safe to do that. Mark, yes. Was that the last add-on that you saw released at the time before you headed off? Elliot, welcome. Anus has been, grief, I need to catch up with that. Keith, sorry, has been having way too much fun with the Dark Star. I've still yet to be able to get that over Mach 1.0 reliably. It is a bit of a weird aeroplane, isn't it? Booster. That is your airspeed. So if you rotate that knob, you're above. The circle goes towards F, fast. If you're below, it says you're too slow. The little donut goes towards the S. Ship Masters, welcome as well, back from work, been covering for sickness as well, lots, sounds like you've been very busy. Hopefully you enjoy today's live stream, we'll keep it chill. 204 on the run out, let's just set that now. Because I've got a nasty habit of forgetting that one. But what we'll do is we'll set, it says 204 feet, we'll set 210, we'll round it up, we won't round below. What else? That's all good. That's all good. Should I put the cabin on? We'll go for a walk. So in the aircraft, open. Interior cabin, switch her on. Mark, wow, yeah, crazy. Long time ago then. So we can now open the flight deck door, reveal the cabin. Head in. There's the door. So a couple of the windows have been improved so you can actually set some specific nice wing views like this one. So they've thought of where the best wing views would be, and then they've added those in. Look at that. That is pretty stunning actually. So you can get a wing view with the BA146 now as well as part of the new update. And there's one on the other side as well. And I can see some more down the bottom here. Mark, yeah, the A320, the PMDG 737 as well, my #1 favourite. There we are. See what this one looks like? Ooh, look at that. That's a cool one. And you can hear the cabin noise change through the through the middle as well. As we go down the aisle, which is very cool. Through these super old retro seats. Into the rear galley. That completes our little journey around today. No toilet to view. There's the flight deck. Look at that for a view. We stroll up towards it. The flight deck looks so cool, doesn't it? So old school. Hear those sounds change from the engines, the pitch and the rumble. Huge update from the JustFlight team. So big, in fact, my voice went high-pitched. How's that for a flight deck view? A little walk in. Peekaboo to the pilots. Keith, I've been teaching the 737 to Keith. I love it. Yeah, it is a wonderful aeroplane, isn't it? As I said, that is my #1 favourite at the moment in the sim. It's just so nice. This one is a firm second with the Fenix A320, and I can't think between the two which one is my #2 completely on its own. Lots of little things. We can move, what should we call him today? Phil. We can move Phil forwards. Whee! Move him around. He's got little legs. He hasn't, he's got big legs, so we can move him back. Look at that. There we go. And then we can pull this beauty out as well, which is that button there. With the world's worst jump seat position. All the animations that we are accustomed already. And of course we've got the window visors as well, which we can slide around, put in view. Careful with clickspots, David, indeed, yes. And just a simple click to hide it as well. What else was there? There's a cup holder down the bottom as well, but I daren't go near that again. Got a habit of clicking the wrong things. And we shall turn interior cabin off, so it gives me all my custom views back nicely. Job's a good one. Well, I get asked quite a lot, and we all do have our favourites. I think, it's definitely down to personal preference, but everybody could probably, if they think about it, could probably put a bit of a ranking together for their different add-ons. This is just great fun. And it's old school raw flying, not very much automation at all, except for really sort of LNAV. It does have VNAV as well, of course. They've now added the logic into the flaps, so those of you who watched our arrival into Vagar the other week, we got to flap 30 and it asked us to then go speed set flap 33, but we didn't want that. We just want flap 30. So that's what we've now been able to change with the latest update through JustFlight. So now if I click spot for flap 30, the logic will only allow the announcements from the co-pilot to go to flap 30 instead. Still no Dakota mark, sadly. Rough already, down and dirty Don. I'm just enjoying the MD-82. I just find it grossly overpriced for what it is. Mark, you'll be pleased to know I've got my Union flag hung out my window at the moment for Her Majesty the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. So I've got a big Union flag flying proud out the window at the moment. Heath, absolutely, yes. And add-ons like this are just so fun. Keep smashing the like button, guys, while you're here, if you are enjoying today's live stream. If you've not said hello already, or if you've not pressed the subscribe button, please do subscribe down below and say hi in the live chat while we're here. There's the Outskerries down below, just about see them in the distance. John would like to see a demonstration of holds. Ooh. Yeah, so the airplane can do holds. I've never tried it. It's there. Let's have a little look on the charts, see perhaps where we can do a little hold. There's a hold at Bablu. There's a hold at Modney. Yeah, there's a hold at Modney. Maybe we'll try and fly one circuit at Modney. I'll stick that there so it's in the scratch pad. Oh, key not active. There we go, Modney. Like so. What have we got here? Inbound 058. With a right turn. But we don't, we want in 58 with a left turn. Alright, that says key not active, that's fine. Leg distance of 7 nautical miles. Wowzers. Yeah, but we just want 1 minute, but we'll have a little look at this later on. Max knots. Probably is about 265 to be honest. Okay, well now we've activated it. So in the flight plan legs page, mod knee, hold it, mod knee. There we go. We'll see what happens, guys. This guy. I think it's more the fact that they don't blink. But then he has got his aviators on. John, no worries. First time ever doing it. So yeah, basically, from what I gathered from that, you go to the index page, go to hold. There's our active holds list. The other one is for the go around. But you click new hold, and then you select the waypoint you want to hold at, and it'll bring up this page. Make sure your nav data matches that of the charts. Hit exec, job done. Might just set for ICAO instead of FAA because this isn't the States. In fact, we're next inbound, mod me. At cruise TGT, absolutely bang on for 740. We are going to tap quick though. Just keeping an eye on that because we're right near the top. We'll do 720. We'll just see what happens. John, yeah, no gear yet, thankfully. I love this livery, it's so good, so cool. Perfect companion for the 146. Dressed in this Osprey 80s style retro paint. Jetting out with its all its dirty contrails behind as well, look at that. Yeah, John, perhaps you should give it a go as well behind me. Or you could just watch me stuff it up and then laugh. Laugh at my misfortune. At least you weren't in the C-17 though, Mark. That would have been even more uncomfortable. Steph reminds you of Dan Air back in the day. Awesome. Yes, John. By the way, if you missed it a little earlier on, those of you who fly in Osprey Airways as well, if you fly into Bergen now, providing your flight is over 250 nautical miles and your landing rate is less than 400 foot per minute, it's got to be smooth enough, you will then get the Bergen achievement awarded to you as well. Very cool. Been working really hard in the background doing some sort of achievements and things for for our Osprey Airways virtual airline, which we're running on FS Hub. There's now a rank structure in place, so the more you fly, the more hours you get. You can go up the ranks from second officer all the way through to sort of captain and training captain. And then we're manually adding achievements over time as well. We're looking at potentially, I've been speaking with Two-Tone Murphy, we're looking at potentially doing a joint achievement between the two virtual airlines, our one and the one that he has for his community. And it will rely on then, we do one leg and then his community does the next, and then it creates a big wider pool eventually. We then achieve a joint achievement or something, but that's a work in progress. Dirty 2, welcome. Sadly missed the start. I'd love to have joined you, but I'd fear I'd be playing desperate catch-up. Are you in the 100 or the 300? We're in the 300, Dirty 2. Nick. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for all the entertaining and educational content.
You are most welcome. Thank you very much for your super chat. Really appreciated. Thank you for supporting the stream. Very kind of you. Yeah, we're in the 300 today. I do like this sort of big, longer stretcher version. Not sure if the others are in the 300 as well, or if they're in the 100 variant instead. Set nav 1 course of 170 as well, just so I don't forget. Need to book a real flight soon as well. Haven't flown for about 4 weeks. Trying to revise navigation is just ridiculously difficult. Boosters in the 300 as well. Dirty2's been enjoying the 100 in the last few flights. It's got noticeable better climb performance. Delta Tango, what is FS Hub? So it's basically the website or the system that we run Osprey Airways on. John's in the 100, lovely. There we go, so we've got a good mix. John's in the 100, we're in the 300. There's an Osprey World Cargo variant coming soon as well for the BA 146, the JustFlight 146 Professional in MSFS. Paddy eventually is going to get around to painting one of those for us, which is going to be really, really fun. That speed's getting a bit high. Let's go into sync mode here. Yeah, David, something different. If we can work out how to do the how to merge the achievements into one big pool. We do want sync mode on, don't we? There we go, watching that speed bleed off a little bit there. Ron, where do you find the leg length of the hold on the charts? You don't. It's usually about 1 or 1.5 minutes, effectively. But a lot of this in the sim at the moment will show you. Basically, when we slow down, we'll try to achieve it. But it's showing one leg is 7 minutes in total. 32, yeah, I'm not sure if even the routes were long enough for it to get to this high, to be honest. Right, we've got to think about landing elevation as well into Bergen, so let's just have a quick flick around at the charts. Airport elevation 166. So, oh dear, because you add 500 to this, we've now got a landing elevation of pressurisation of 666. That does not bode well. 33-inch leg. Okay, I think we could call this top of descent roughly. ENBR winds 210 at 7, variable between 170 and 230, all the nines, vicinity showers, view cloud 3000, broken 5300, temperatures 11 degrees, dew point +5, QNH 1011, and no significant changes but remarks of wind 1200 feet AGL, 200 degrees at 8 knots. Very changeable weather at Bergen at the moment by the looks of it, based upon the last METAR 2108, but now it's variable winds, quite significantly variable winds as well, either side of the runway, so we could potentially get some wind shear there. A few clouds suggest a rise in the cloud base, ever so slightly, and the dew point has dropped, so the air has become slightly less saturated. The 1,200 foot wind has now increased. So it's fairly unstable at the moment. Okay, anyway, we're heading down, so we're going to set descent mode. What do we want? 11,000, so. Get rid of altitude hold mode. Let's see what happens if we go in IAS mode here. There we go, TMS, we've reduced that to follow the arrows, they've extinguished, so to basically show that our throttle settings are at a point that's suitable for the aeroplane. To manage the throttle itself, squeeze the tubes. Down we go. Dock, it is very short, but that's because I've got to go to work later. We're usually night shift 12 hours, but I'm the early night car, which is a crossover between day shift and nights, basically. Odney in 45, so we're definitely going to be quite high. I reckon we can idle the throttle there. Let's see what this rate of descent becomes. Bit of a test flight for the new version, basically, this. About 2,000 foot per minute, it's very nice. Dock, yeah, well it's becoming once a week at the moment. Yeah, very tiring when it does happen. But I don't mind it, it's part of the job, used to it, I've done quite a few. That's about, we'll call that 666 feet for cabin pressurisation. Be nice node, don't have X-plane sadly. Dirty2, what do you use to work out your top of descent out of curiosity? I use an online calculator, but it always delivers me a bit too high. Guesstimation sometimes, like just now. That was just guesstimation, but then I got chatting and I got sidetracked. Yeah, so we're probably a bit higher than we want to be. But you can use a website like descent.now.sh. D-Nice is asking, is the stuttering issue fixed in MSFS? Depends on the aircraft, depends on your system performance as well, but in aeroplanes like this, performance is just really, really good. That descent almost on idle in the Whisper Jet. Delta Tango, no return leg for me today. Gotta go to work. Got to get ready for work in about an hour, actually. Hour and a half tops. All of the liveries, of course, are on our website, britishafgeek.com/liveries. And you'll find this one and the 100 variant as well from Paddy available to download via the site. They're both on there, ready to go. And it will take you straight to the pages on flightsim.to, so you don't have to search for them. And I've also got the latest version of SkyDolly installed today as well, so we're going to test that out, that freeware flight replay version, flight replay program. We're going to test out that latest version with this to see what we can achieve through a replay potentially. 25 miles to Molds, to Modney, which means that we are going to be a little bit too high potentially, and that's fine. That means that we're going to have to fly in the hold until we get down to about, I don't know, 15, 12, that's 16,000, 12, 14,000 feet. We'll call it 13,000 feet. Estimation again, at its finest. Bravo Romeo, oh, that's flight level 90, so let's do 13,000 alt arm. I'm just going to set a bit of thrust in. What exactly is a SimBrief profile? So when you generate a route on SimBrief, what it does is it gives you the performance data of the aeroplane effectively. Which is then handy for working out your fuel quantities, your payloads, your zero fuel weights, and then therefore your performance of the aeroplanes as well.
Seatbelt mode is switched on. Please return to seat.
Alrighty, so we've got Fleshland 13 miles away. Sorry, not 13 miles away. It is 49 miles away, off in that direction. So my guesstimation, probably a little bit too soon, really. Dirty 2, we are using one of the actual Bergen scenery indeed. Let's go to sync mode. Yeah, this rate of descent. David, welcome. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, we got the beautiful Wombi actual Bergen freeware scenery, some of the best actually. 32's tempted to download it and do a flight from Gatwick to Bergen in a bit. It is exquisite. It's been a very long time since we actually enjoyed it as well, so definitely worth keeping an eye on it. Right, I'm going to try and intercept this like I would with other aircraft to give it its fair chance of intercepting this nicely. 058. That's 058 there, isn't it? Where is Bergen? It's in Norway. Let's see. Hold at Modney. It's just checking the hold page here. Is 058 with a left turn inbound. So, let's see what it does. Probably going to turn us right. Yeah, she is. Very precisely trying to steer us over Modney at the moment. Literally to the point zero. There's the flag. It's now showing it's no longer active on GPS. Texas Timber Slice, welcome. Good morning to you. Just watching the RMI. I think there is an islander mark for MSFS, yes. Black box simulations, maybe? Tawny, welcome. Wesley, we are taking 17 indeed. Round we go. David, it should be at the top of your screen. We're about 10 miles, sort of 10 minutes away from landing potentially. Jeff, I've never been. how we're doing here, just monitoring the aeroplane. Good grief for speed. No auto throttle. You enjoy those views for too long, it'll catch you out. Hey ho. Just trying to assess what it's actually doing at the moment, but it's using the working title code or logic. The only thing I've noticed here is it's not really flying a hold, it's just flying an orbit. Out of Bodney. I'll just press cancel hold, or exit hold, sorry. It will then change to cancel exit. We don't want to press that unless we want to cancel the exit and continue in the hold. But we're going to leave that like so. The aeroplane will then fast back to Modney. And then our LNAV should go active again in the RNAV box. Here we go. Past Modney. We should skip through the Modney hold leg. Make sure our speed's good here. Right, this should be passing Modney now. Okay. There we go. It's kicked back in again. I mean, that's rather clunky. So I wouldn't advise necessarily letting it fly the hold. I'd probably advise flying the hold yourself, setting the heading course. Right, anyway, Bravo Romeo 634 coming up. We want that down to about 8. Call it 7. Runway 17, Dirty 2. Let's leave it on BS mode. 1,000 foot per minute roughly. That should do us quite nicely. Go back to descent mode. Make sure the speed bug goes below 250 now as well, because we're going to pass below 10,000 feet. There we go. It's working to get us back on track here onto our little GPS guidance. Sounds so good. Keeping an eye on the speeds. Speed's looking good. Reset rate of descent. Does too, yeah, it gets very confused, but then a lot of aircraft in MSFS do get really confused with holds, so it's not really the developer's fault. I'll probably go as far as suggesting it's a limitation inside the sim. I'll notice the A321X really struggles with holds sometimes, entry especially, as does quite a few of the aircraft actually thinking about it. The CRJ struggles with entry, get really confused, so it's a wider sim issue I'd imagine, thinking about it. Right, Bravo Romeo 637 coming up at or above flight level 90, which is what we are. Then we're pretty much at transition, so final check of the weather. And it's changed again. Now winds 220 at 8, all the 9s, few cloud 3000. Broken 5.5, 11 degrees temperature, dew point 6 degrees, so it's become a slight bit more saturated again. QNH 1012. Set that 1012 in the standby box as well, and matches over the other seat. Crew 10, runway turn lights on, landing lights on. That's good, that's good, they're good. Turn the APU on shortly. Ah, Mark, legend, thank you. How does that look for you, Mark? Miles. Yeah, keep smashing that like button, folks. And if you are new, love it if you choose to subscribe as well. Ice detection. 1, 2, 3. To be fair, let's put a bit of anti-ice on the engines as well for a little while. My God, the speed. Naughty Luke. Oh, bad pilot. We'll level off at 6. In fact, we'll level off at 5. Altitude arm dropped off again. Keep an eye on it. If you click a different setting, different mode, it will disarm it. It will catch you out. Right, now we'll have sync mode on. Through this cloud. Nick, normal gear extension thankfully, non-emergency. Right, where be Sky Dolly? Let's get her ready. $5,000. Let the speed bleed off. We're at Urlob now. Bergen traffic, Osprey 165, BA 146300 with QNH 1012 inbound, passing Urlob for the ILS Whiskey runway 17 approach. Will report Nepan Bergen traffic.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Okay, feet are on the rudder pedals. Bus modulation system is off. There goes the cabin secure from the crew. And Bergen is somewhere through there. I'm just letting the speed bleed off to about 180 knots, which is where I want it at the moment. So we're going to go flap 30. Let's click that, 126. And the white's going to be about 180. Delta Tango, not really, no. I can't really think of any. Let's go down to 4. Keep a nice slow descent, about 500 foot per minute. We're going to transfer that 1099, 1099 in the box for both of those. That's the ILS now set. We've got the course 170 set, and we're going to be inbound Nepam in a second for one more right turn into the fjords. Look at that, folks. Stunning. What an awesome part of the world to go fly around in the sim. David, thank you, buddy. And if you're a passenger, these are the views you would be afforded. Look at that. That is spectacular. Right, let's check our systems. Altitude hold's still good, we're 600 above, and we're about 200 knots still, that's fine. We'll keep the attitude down. It's a beautiful approach, isn't it? APU start. Fast caution, APU. Okay. And landing elevation is set. Let's get the charts ready for the ILS. We know we want to be at Bablu at 3. She'll continue down to 3. It's a spectacular approach, isn't it? Look at that. Wow, spectacular. Stunning approaches in what is a fantastic aeroplane in MSFS. Look how quiet we are on approach as well. Remarkable. What are we? Still over 200. Okay, let's get first stage of gear out, just because I want to pull a load of drag on the aeroplane. And we're almost due to establish. We're about 15 miles out, at a guess. Look at that for a screenshot. Quick switch on Volanta, make sure I've updated all of the bits, and a quick check on V-Pilot to make sure we haven't got anyone on approach before it gets too busy. There goes the speed. We'll keep it at about there, 160. Nepam. Bergen traffic, Osprey 165, passing Nepam inbound ILS, Whiskey runway 17 approach. Bergen traffic. Bit of power. I'll assist it with a bit of rate of descent increase as well.
Bergen traffic, Scandinavians are expecting number 3 behind Scandinavian 585 and 8,000 feet descending 4,000
That's all good.
ILS 17.
Have you gens on? Get rid of the ice. Continue down to 2.5. Alt arm. Look at this. It's just a stunning place to fly, isn't it, in the sim? Absolutely remarkable. A little bit of popping scenery as the sim is kind of working to render everything in. Oops, that face. Inbound Bablu now, max 200 knots, but we are within the limits there. We're about 180-ish, which is what we want. As long as the speed stays within sort of that wide arc down to 160, we should be good.
Speed check below 205, select gear down.
Not yet. We shall wait. Let's go heading mode. Let's work to establish on the ILS. Is it VL? I think so. Interesting. 1099.
Slope armed. Right slope armed.
Ooh. There's the airport. Ah, yes. Good grief. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Delta Tango. Oh, you know what? I knew there was something.
Localizer armed.
There we go, VL by accident. Jesus.
Localizer captured.
Not very well.
Right slope captured.
Anyway, we're on the glide.
ILS.
Horrendous approach. This is the sloppiest I've done for a long time. Hey ho.
Speed checked below 180. Select flaps 24.
Oh, I accidentally put the gear up, flaps up, I think.
Scandinavian reducing to minimum approach speed.
And Bergen traffic Osprey 165 established ILS Whiskey runway 17, about 6 miles. Very variable weather at the moment with wind.
Scandinavian 585 inbound at Nipham, 4,000 feet, Bergen traffic.
Lights all set. Q5 is set. speed's looking good. 126, 131, we'll call that. Get our speed down a bit more.
Bergen traffic on space with 30 cubic points. And lob. Multitude. Bergen traffic.
Look at that primary flight display. The flight director's wobbling around as it's trying to fight this wind. Look how stunning that is. I've got the replay mode on.
Autopilot.
So let's get rid of that. Not done a great job of flying the glide slope, but I did kind of cock that up. Gears down, 3 green, and flap 30 is set. Just a bit mixture here of throttle and trim to sort out the rate of descent. We'll recapture that glide slope, we'll fight to get it back. There we go. And trim accordingly. Wowzers, the wind is really interesting to fly with. Did quite a bit of work here manually flying this, so forgive me if I go quiet.
Scandinavian 0 vectoring zigzags for spacing. Bergen traffic.
Plus 100. Minimums.
Continue. Wowzers. Whoa.
Osprey 3512 established on the sofa for landing.
Big butt spoilers are out.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ground idle.
Hard landing.
Spoilers. Great pressure seen.
Wow. Wind only 8 knots at 218 though at that point for touchdown. Very fun.
80 knots. $60 knots.
Bergen traffic, Scandinavian 585, established on the localizer for
That was awesome. That was hard work though, I tell you.
Traffic.
Bergen traffic, Osprey 165 vacated at Alpha 6, taxi to gates. Oh, smooth enough, just about for the landing, the achievement, though, as Gav says. Okay, what have we got here? Look at this. So, spoilers and flaps. Mark, thank you, buddy. Welcome to Bergen, everybody. Interestingly, the nose wheel seems to be sunk into the ground here as well, which is strange. Everyone else with the 146 today, have you got the same thing? Have a little look. One, two, three, strobes up
Bergen
here.
traffic, Scandinavian 585, 6 mile final, runway 17, Bergen traffic.
Scandinavian 0 fully established, runway 17, Bergen traffic.
There's the windsock. Straight across the runway. We should park next to sister aircraft. The old Whisperjet, Jeremy, yes. Beautiful plane. Get rid of that. And the glide slope. I always forget RNAV, switching it over to nav, and actually, weirdly, I remembered it the other week, but I forgot today. There's always something. The landing elevation for the pressurization panel was 666 after all. I knew something would go a bit amiss. I mean, it was on the verge of a go-around. Pop those off.
Bergen traffic, Scandinavian 585, short finals, runway 17 will report when vacated. Bergen traffic.
Try and get round here nice and quick so we can capture the next landing. He's very short finals. We can see him. That for a sporty. There we go. Park brake set, and then we can quickly zoom up here. And watch this touchdown. What's this? There's the touchdown zone, there's the threshold, the aiming point. Nice.
Scandinavian 0 short finals from the
There's the windsock.
approximately 7 miles.
That's almost a long final at 7. Right, so we'll leave all the engines running at the moment because we obviously want to get that replay. You guys want to see the replay, don't you? So we can pause, we can get rid of Sky Dolly. Be interested to see what the latest update gives us as well.
Scandinavian 585, runway vacated.
Jeremy, good shout. I don't think so. It was a little A320, I think. There we go, A320. You know what, his nose wheel's in the ground as well, so perhaps it's the scenery again. Oh, there he goes, it's popped up again. What's ours done? Just quickly speed up the drone camera. Oh, how can we get this on a screenshot? Look at that. Double Osprey. Quick check on Volanta, see who else we got inbounds. No, John's inbound. Gavin's inbound as well. Wesley's next, then John, then Gav. After Wesley, we might be able to get a replay shot in, but actually I might wait for Gav in case we get a crash to desktop issue, because that does tend to happen with Sky Dolly. This is a new update as well, we've not tested it out. And I quite like to watch people flying in as well. Let's get the music back on. Just told my missus put the flag up. She was like, oh god, is it massive? So yeah, over the road basically I put a little bit of bunting up, but some of the bunting has got dinosaurs on it bizarrely. Nothing to do with the Jubilee. So yeah, bizarre. Wesley's in his Flight Factor A350. Oh, that's a very early touchdown. Trimming the trees, keeping the height down. The Scandinavian livery on the A350. Looks exquisite, doesn't it? I'll watch it creep past now.
Bergen traffic Osprey 27 Juliet Mike, the 7 mile final for runway 17.
Awesome, John's next.
Traffic.
Can't see him yet, so let's quickly explore this new scenery while we have the chance. This has been freshly updated thanks to Wombi Actual. Bergen, it's really nice freeware. With an interior, by the way, as well. So we can pop into these stands here. Punch in. Just got a nice basic interior. But look at those glass textures. Amazing. Such good freeware. And Wombi Actual has actually created quite a few freeware sceneries across this part of the world, all of which are a beautiful standard and very good on performance as well. And then a good old terminal building, the main sort of terminal hub at Bergen. The upgraded gates look so good. Put a couple of hotels in as well, and the cargo centre over here with Bond. I think, is it Bristow helicopters? Look at that, for some cool statics at the helipads. Such good freeware, isn't it?
Traffic Osprey 27 Juliet Mike, 3 mile final, runway 17.
Situated in a really special part of the world in the sim, so if you do want beautiful scenery and just incredibly scenic approaches as we've just seen, then Bergen, old as well by Orbex, some fantastic options to fly around. There's the windsock, so we can watch not only the touchdown but also what the wind's doing. John's in the BA 146-100 in the Osprey livery. Couple of little gusts. Oh, look at that. Bro. Oh. That looked smooth. That looked really smooth. I think V-Pilot's trying to suss out where on earth the aeroplane's position should be, but that looked so good. Of course, it's matching our model as well, which is why you can't see him deploy the lift spoilers or anything else. If I do it now, funnily enough, ours deploy, his deploy. But that happens on the PMTG aircraft as well, and everything else. Now we've got to work out where Gav is. Might be able. Gav is almost at. He's almost at Nepham. Dot aircraft. Osprey 722 is Gav, I think. 15, 16 miles. How'd you do, John? Yeah, sloping runways. Minus 333, awesome. Got the achievement as well. Readability 5. Anything under 400 foot per minute is good at a place like this with its unpredictably windy approach. Mine was 384 foot per minute, 1.14 G, so a little firm. Wowzers, that's a loud unknown noise. Gavin's next. Oh, look at that, the 3 Ospreys. Stunning. That looks so good. How's that? Just a little bit of a peek of all of them. Okay, Gavin's next, so let's head back. Final approach of the day, and then we will run the replay. On the replay. I'll turn drone follow mode off as well, because then we can watch the touchdown from this same view. I reckon mix it up as well. Let's go to this side. Oh, look at that for a dip in the runway. You go to this angle, that looks really dramatic. Does it say on the charts? Doesn't. It's 20-foot difference between, 15-foot difference between each end of the runway, but then there's a big old dip there, and it bumps up. It's kind of like Bristol Airport's runway, but Bristol's humps in the middle, and then it slopes back down again. That triple Osprey tail. One thing I've just done, for those of you with the 146, I've gone onto landing rate monitor, and I've just done the aircraft preferences. So, in fact, I'll put it on Discord now so I don't forget it. But basically, if you import that into LRM, you'll be able to set the landing rates based upon those settings.
Bergen traffic, via Delta Yankee, holding point runway 17, Bergen traffic.
Just be a 146 300. There we go, it's in the members lounge for now, just so I don't forget that it's there.
Bergen traffic, Osprey 722 on final landing runway 17, Bergen traffic.
Safe landing in Bergen.
Cheers.
Doc, you need to enable software tooltips inside the Sims assistance menu, I believe, as well. Here he comes. Do I spy the PMDG 737 Osprey Airways livery?
Put it, Gav.
Oh, look at that for a touchdown. That was stunning. Right in the bottom of the dip as well, so the airplane's probably the most stable. There we go, Osprey World Cargo. Pro pilot. Awesome. So watch Gav park up.
Bergen traffic, Osprey 722, clearing runway 17. Thanks, boys. Nice landing, Gav. Cheers, John. Thanks, fellas, for the support.
Great stream anyway.
Magnificent stream.
Right, what do we got? 21, 22, 23, Osprey, Wesley 21. Where's he going to park? Maybe I could be creative here with the drone camera. Excuse me swerving it around so much. Oh, he's gone the other way. Let me fiddle around with these. Vacate. Let me fiddle around with these drone camera landing.
I think I will.
I need to pick bigger airports for these streams, don't we? There we go, that's a good view. Right, so we come around a bit more and then we'll get that replay done. That A320 is in a precarious position though. No idea what's happened there. Wesley's wings were right over the top of him. Okay, well those of you with, so Ron's suggesting that it's not tracking on landing rate monitor for him. Let me change the screen here before we do run into the replay modes. Then we go on to display capture instead. So now you can actually see landing rate monitor at the top of your screen. So if you are a part of Osprey Airways, what you want to do is make sure that your profile was set to BVX. If you've just joined and I've manually approved it, but you've got this open and it doesn't show up, all you do is you press the sync button and it will go back through the server to find it, and then you should be able to select it. And then make sure it says connected at the bottom. In your route plan, you can import from SimBrief, and what it will do is it will go through all of this, it will load in, and you can then click set active plan.
Great flight, guys.
And then in preferences, nope, aircraft, there we go, sorry, edit, preferences, there we go, I always get the two confused. You want to make sure that This bit here is selected. Enable virtual airline features. Enable Aeropad and the LRM data connector. If you like to fly on Join FS, you can click Enable FS Hub Live Traffic, and then you want to make sure Show Landing Information is set on as well. 10 seconds. Automatically check for updates, and then that is pretty much you set. That should work. Right, screenshot followed by replay. Grab that. We're going to whizzle over here quick for the replay. We've got one taking off. Who's he got? It's an Asobo. Oh, look at that LOD. Blur everything out. RIP. Off he goes. And we're going to move our view around so we can get that touchdown view here on the replay. So, what are we doing? We check, make sure nobody's inbounds. Probably a little bit further. That'll probably do. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. So, quick check of Volanta. We make sure we haven't got anyone inbound that we're going to interfere with or cause problems for. And I can't see anybody. Therefore, end the flight on Volanta so it doesn't confuse stuff. Review the flight. Get rid of that. Cool. Right. Oh my god, it's reset. Go in follow mode. Oh! Zip. So 2 views. First, we've got to make sure that's on. Let's see. Let's pick a view, any view. Oh my god. There we go. The one thing it doesn't do is remember spoiler logic, lights, throttle positioning from memory, or flat position, or spoilers. So it doesn't remember those, so we'll have to manually refresh it. Thankfully it remembers gear, but we'll get this sort of bumpiness of the approach. So you can see on the ailerons actually the amount of corrections I was having to make just to try and keep straight and level and keep that rate of descent as smooth as possible. It was quite turbulent over the trees. There's the touchdown. Oh, I have landing rate monitor on still, haven't I? Let's get rid of it. Force quit. Alright, and then for the replay on the exterior. Here we go. Beautiful approach booster, wasn't it? Absolutely stunning. A little bit of crabbing into wind. Little bit of a dip. That must have been a bit of variable wind there. Look at that. So good. Touchdown. There's the nose wheel. Vacate away. Shutdown's nice and easy. Got the APU on already, we've got the gens on for it. We basically just shut everything off. The isolate the fuel. Job done. Hope you've enjoyed the stream so far today. Vagar to beautiful Bergen in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Fantastic payware scenery. Sorry, some fantastic freeware scenery with a fantastic payware aeroplane. JustFlight 146 Professional for MSFS, and this was its latest update, version 0.1.4, full of a whole host of updates and new things. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed it. If you do want to purchase it, the links are in the description down below to head to the JustFlight website. And if you want our Osprey Airways liveries, head to our website britishAvgeek.com/liveries, so you can get your hands on various different paints across loads of different aeroplanes. So thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe before you head off. Hit the like button if you've not done so already. And thank you to Mark and Nick throughout today for your generous super chats as well, supporting the stream. Thanks for flying along everybody, and I hope to see you in a couple of days for another live stream, potentially, wink wink, in the new, is it a Honda Jet? I think so. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, thanks for flying along, take care.
Left now on traffic and around 5, 18,